What's up, fellow Marvel fans, and welcome back to our new Marvel Plus review show of What If, titled
Say What Now?
And today we move on to episode 2 of What If, and in this case, what if I told you that Star-Lord was actually T'Challa? What if I told you we never had to deal with Peter Quill in this universe? Yay! I want to make it very clear right now, I do not like Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, as a character in the MCU. I don't know what it is, but I've never liked him as a character. And in fact, he's a big part of what put me off of the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, at least the first one. Because I remember walking out of it and just feeling annoyed more than anything else. And I don't know if it was how he was written or performed. I don't hate Chris Pratt, don't get me wrong. I've seen him in other stuff, and, I like him enough, but I don't love him, but I don't know what it is about him as Star-Lord. I just don't like him. And to further cement my hatred, when he pulls that shit in Infinity War that ultimately gets everybody dusted, that just, that cemented it for me. Heck, when we watched Endgame in theaters, I loudly booed at the screen when he showed up. That is how much I can't stand that character.
Yeah, no, I have a little animosity towards Chris Pratt after hearing what he did with Anna Faris, but that's an entirely different story.
Yeah, putting actors' personal lives aside,
yeah,
like I said, well, we're not big fans of the characters, so in our eyes, seeing T'Challa as the new Star-Lord is a massive improvement. Because we love Chadwick Boseman, we love T'Challa as a character, we love the Black Panther movie, so this can only go up for us, if we're being quite honest. Of course, we don't know if he's going to be the same T'Challa, because assuming he gets taken in place as Peter Quill was when he was a boy, he could very well turn out to be a completely different character. But I guess that's yet to be seen. I've been waiting for this, and it's going to be real bittersweet, but something tells me this is going to be amazing nonetheless.
Oh, yeah.
So let's get started, shall we? And play.
So
we can already see which character's going to show up in this. So is T'Challa going to play 80s music in this? Probably not, I'm guessing.
But there is one name you may know me by. Oh, Star-Lord! That was not the reaction I was expecting.
He actually knows if it is a fan.
Some respect. This is the Star-Lord, legendary outlaw, steals from the powerful and gives to the powerless. Should we be bowing? I feel like we should be bowing.
So Jam vows before you.
Neither is necessary. It is not an official title, nor is it one I am comfortable with.
Of course, you will be humble. Classic Star-Lord. I just wish I didn't have to take that from you.
Surely something this powerful is better off into my hands.
It's just that my boss, Ron, super intense. But I could be convinced to make a great change.
I appreciate the interest, but we're all staffed up.
Oh, totally.
Oh my god.
I get to spar with you.
I guess if that's really what you want.
Oh, it shall be the honor of my life.
Such a fanboy.
Go ahead.
Really?
Please shoot me.
I could get rid of it. It's okay.
I would be honored.
Go ahead, use the gun.
That is so generous of you.
Ready?
Oh, yes. Disappoint my lord. I'm
right here. Hit me.
Oh, my lord. I didn't mean to.
That is what we're here for. Do it again, but this time faster. Harder.
Really?
He's teaching him.
I bet it moved. Hit me.
Ow.
Classic Star-Lord.
Now I almost feel bad.
That was brilliant. Oh.
We have to have your bread.
It would appear, but a Ravager never flies solo.
Does he have the team already?
I said a Ravager never flies solo.
Oh, is that some kind of catchphrase?
Hi, Yondu. It's Mary Poppins, y'all.
You had me worried for a second.
You know, if we wanted to have some real fun, we'd make like the old days and sell this bad boy to the highest bidder.
You know as well as I, no treasure is worth as much as the good that can be done with it.
My boy.
So like Robin Hood and his merry men. This is already so much better.
Though our hero's destiny might lie in the stars above, The beginning of his journey was much more down to earth. But as someone who has ventured out into the greater world, let me assure you, all you will find there is destruction and pain. Those
Is this
people
before or
do not
after he
understand
killed his brother?
our way of life. But in this universe, Yondu outsourced the assignment to his subordinates.
You morons grabbed the wrong kid.
Not so fast, Captain. 2 sea holes, 2 ear holes, 1 8 hole. Everything checks out.
Does this really look like Peter Quill to y'all?
Sure, I don't know. All humans look alike to me.
The cosmic reading
Racist.
tree was took, nearly broke our dial.
I was gonna say, how did they screw that
Like I said, they're racist.
up? So did they not go back for him then? They're just like, well, we got this one kid. That'll do.
How exactly did you stop Thanos, the mad titan, from decimating half of the universe?
Oh,
I'm a big enough man to admit when I'm wrong. There was more than one way to reallocate the universe's resources.
He stopped Thanos on his own.
And got him to change his mind.
Now he works at the villain
Sure,
pub.
it's still just genocide.
I'm pretty sure your money is no good.
Oh, hey, Thrax.
Please. No, seriously. Wait, you are the Star-Lord. You saved my home world from a Kree invasion.
All in a day's work.
No, it took several days. 6, in fact.
Nah.
Let us take a picture to send to my wife and daughter.
I would prefer.
Aww.
We should take another one. You look terrible.
I'm sure it's fine.
No, I insist. It is a truly awful picture of you.
He looks pretty good from where I'm standing.
Nebula.
Whoa.
Oh!
Valuable loot you got here.
Your father?
I guess she wasn't tortured by them.
Turned into a cyborg.
You got this now. You should talk to me.
You still wear your past around your neck. You ever think of going back?
Not much to go back to. When I was young, Yondu attempted to return me to Wakanda, but it had been destroyed.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. They're called the Embers of Genesis. Nutrient-rich cosmic dust from an ancient supernova with the power to terraform entire ecosystems. With 1 ounce, you can heal a dying planet in minutes. And with a payload the size we're talking,
We could feed billions of people on millions of wells.
Didn't they have something like that in the Star Trek movie?
Don't tell Captain
Genesis.
Genocide. You must spoil his fun.
you guys pretty funny.
I thought you work alone, daughter. Wait. She's your offspring? Adopted.
It's a long story. I've been trying to get them into counseling.
Chandelier Savant. Also known as...
Charlie, you're too pure.
The most ruthless kingpin in the intergalactic underworld?
Wait, I thought that was you. It was, but when I went straight, Tavon saw an opening and filled the power vacuum.
We can all agree the collector is dangerous.
FYI, the collector does not offer dental.
This is suicide, T'Challa. Not even
That
I can get
sucks.
through his defenses. He'll dissect you for a science project, frame whatever's left, and hang you up on the wall.
So, should I mark you down as undecided?
So long as the collector's involved, we are not.
I didn't realize he was that dangerous.
We steal from the rich and give to the poor. Just like that earthling folk hero of yours, right? Robin Leach.
Robin Hood.
Whatever. That's our racket.
We've been picking pockets for loose coins. Museum that doubles as its base of operations. A mining colony and the severed head of an ancient celestial being.
That's fucking metal, man. I love it.
He's got the Black Order doing security.
Hold it. Security scan.
That is when you cause the distraction.
Stop! I thought we were faking it! Yeah, well, call me Captain Genocide again. New guy. Captain Genocide!
Drawing the attention of the Black Order.
He's enjoying this way too much.
Report to our position. Amazing! No notes! A perfect plan! What could possibly go wrong?
I
Never say that.
The collector.
Oh, my dearest Nebula, aren't you a sight for a sore eye? Forgive me, I couldn't help myself.
Hey,
She's like
you
709
creature.
now.
If it's all the same to you, I'd just as soon get on with it.
Poor doggo.
Not Laika.
I think so. We're gonna see Howard the Duck.
I know.
My
Is that the dark elf?
There he is.
I knew it.
Small, if you catch my drift.
That, sir, is very close-minded.
You know, I
Still Seth
I know
Green.
something. You know I can find
The
them.
Cosmic Flora down the hall. Take a Louis at the Frost Giants, a hard Ralph at the Cronus. You're gonna see a site for Elvish literature. Ignore that. Total snooze.
Screw it. Give me the toy.
God, we're really adding Howard to this.
You know what they say when you're out of luck? Always go duck.
I'm pretty sure no one says that.
Oh, they say it.
Really?
Totally.
The Ravagers?
Now he really is Taserface.
Your name is Taserface?
Just has a bar in there.
Dude, we
Sure,
have
why not?
Don't come back here. Are you crazy? Happy hour just.
Well, that was pointless freeing him. Ooh,
I assume there's a bunch of Easter eggs in this hangar here.
Vibranium.
So you're telling me this whole time Wakanda could have gone to space, but didn't.
T'Challa, Crown Prince of Wakanda, was abducted from Earth by an alien spacecraft. If you have any information regarding his whereabouts, we ask that you respond to this homing beacon. And T'Challa,
Baba.
if you are out there, you are one bright, burning light in the night sky of billions. And we will search every last one of them until we find you on this plane or the next.
Wow. Don't you feel like shit? So he actually, like, looked for him. They actually went to space.
I hope you can understand. I had a debt with the collector, and you were the payment.
Ah, jeez.
Yeah. Oh, T'Challa. Now it's time for one of your great escapes.
You okay, kid? Told me my homeland had been destroyed. My family killed. How is that protecting me?
Whoa. Guess it's family stuff.
Sometimes you need to hear a lie to see the truth. And for people like you, like us, the past ain't nothing but a prison. You don't belong down there with them. You belong up here with us, with your
I hate to say it, but he's right.
You are not
Yeah.
my family. You never were.
That's cold.
Yeah.
That hurts. I simply abhor drama.
Your outfit would suggest otherwise.
There is a blank
Burn.
wall in the commissary that I just haven't been able to find the right piece for. Are you sure you cannot fly or shoot lasers out of your eyes or something?
Let's go a few rounds and you can find out.
I prefer you in the cage.
Where I come from, history has never looked kindly on those who locked men in cages.
Ooh.
Ma, make a note. It appears he does have a superpower after all. He can bore someone to death using only his sanctimony. Let's not waste the wall space. Dissect him and
Squidward.
strip his remains for parts. How could you do this to us? To my best friend T'Challa. You are the worst.
You're the worst.
Double agent.
Yeah.
But then again,
Who couldn't see that coming?
Relax, new guy. I'm here to rescue you.
So all of this has been a triple cross? What? Classic Star-Lord.
Hey, it was T'Challa's idea to keep you in the dark. The embers of Genesis.
Looks like that ooze from Ninja Turtles.
What about T'Challa?
Not to worry, he's keeping his escape plan close to his chest.
Ah. Vibranium claws.
You can use the Force?
You've had powers like that all this time. Why were you such a bitch in Infinity War?
That thing you said about not locking people in cages.
Better ending for her.
What kind of being leaves a party without saying
They
goodbye?
look like big, strong hands, don't they?
That's quite a while, does it not? I hacked it off the carcass of a terribly catty crow. Of course, if that's not your style, there's plenty more we can play
Dang,
with.
Collector
Also,
upgraded.
A dagger forged in dark matter. Take it from
That's a
The
shield?
shield, yeah.
The original shield.
Perhaps you prefer something a bit more elegant.
Is that
And
the most-
Mjolnir. Oh, Hela's crown.
That woman has taste. A necrosword.
He really increased his collection. So wait, those powers were because of her crown? I thought it was just her.
We were right.
So wait a minute, though. In this universe, did the Avengers lose in Manhattan?
I guess. Maybe Thanos never gave Loki that army, so they never fought the Chitauri. Actually, they probably wouldn't even have gotten together. Like, Loki would have killed Coulson, and that would have been it.
Maybe you haven't had. A Ravager never flies solo.
Ain't no way in hell I was gonna leave here without my kid.
Aww. You may have had a father, but now you have a daddy. Come on, Thanos. You've gone up against, like, worse than this. Ooh. Ooh.
She was gonna go for the head.
You're smart. Oh. Oh no, I'm allergic. One heck of a side effect. I turned into a giant beanstalk. Ooh.
Is that all you got?
Aha, gotcha, bitch. Ooh, knee to the head.
Consider yourself
You think
collected.
this can contain me? There is not a corner in this galaxy beyond my grasp.
Sure. Whatever. Cool story.
Cool story, bro.
I trust you'll know what to do with this.
Oh, I have some idea.
Ooh.
Karina, can I have my bracelet now? No touching, Karina.
Launch him into space.
No.
Ooh.
Hey, stop. I put
Time for an ass beating.
Oh, karma.
Bah.
And we'll take to the skies.
All crew members present and accounted for.
Oh, they got the
It's like
doggo.
go away. You always did have a soft spot for runaways. But now, knowing everything, I'm not quite sure where I belong.
Seen a lot of space travelers in my day, kid. And if I've learned anything from watching you, on any planet, among any people, there ain't no place in this galaxy where you don't belong.
You can at least pop in and say hi to everyone at home. Oh yeah, I guess his dad would still be alive in this universe.
Baba,
My son, I knew you would find your way home to us.
I'm sorry it took me so long. Let me introduce you to the family I made along the way.
You must be T'Challa's father. Please
I
make
kidnapped
sure
him.
Your son is a galactic hero.
My friend, that sounds an awful lot like genocide.
No, because it's random. And I might add, efficient. I mean, if you really want to...
Dad, you're so embarrassing.
T'Challa,
They make your face all scrambly, but they're a lot of fun.
I am still wondering how exactly my son came to be in your spaceship.
Funny story. You see, I took this job
I
and...
was lost, Baba. Yandu found me.
He's a janitor. Good.
At Dairy Queen.
Can't spare a little time for dear old dad.
Too
Oh,
bad this
boy.
might spell the end of the world. But that's a story for another day.
Yeah, because he couldn't get hired at Baskin Robbins. Aww. That was so good.
Everyone's lives, for the most part, are infinitely better in this reality.
Yes.
Oh my
I
god.
told you, Peter Quill is the worst. And this proved it. T'Challa actually changed Thanos' mind and made him a good guy. He prevented so much bad stuff from happening. And yeah, I guess you could make the argument that at the same time they still doom the world, because what's to stand between Peter and his dad teaming up and doing what he originally planned to do? Oh man. God, that was everything I hoped it would be. Like, I love it. Oh my god, like, I never realized what a good influence T'Challa was. He turned the Ravagers good, he turned Thanos good, he made it so that Nebula was never experimented on and became an evil minion. He saved all these worlds from genocide. I assume Gamora probably still was on her home world because Thanos never kidnapped her and killed her people.
Depends where in the timeline we are, given that he did adopt Nebula.
Yeah, but we don't know how that came about. We just know that he committed genocide on Gamora's planet and chose her out of everyone else because he saw potential. But if he never did any of that to any of the worlds, then that means she probably lived a normal life on her home planet with her family.
Could be. Again, we don't know where in the timeline, but we'll see.
And Drax's family lived.
Drax's family lived!
It was so wholesome. And of course, I have no idea what happened to a Rocket and a Groot. I guess they stayed in their own home planets or whatever.
They're doing whatever across the universe. The only thing is, it does seem like, the guy that Taika Waititi played in Ragnarok, it looks like he got gutted. That is the one bad
I was
thing.
wondering about that. I'm like, why does that look familiar? Oh.
Yeah. And then it's hard to say what happened with the Avengers. We see the Shield and Mjolnir and I think some other weapons there.
I'm assuming the Collector got to them. Think about it. Even though Loki was the one who was in charge of like that whole assault on the planet, the only reason he was able to do that was with Thanos' help, with the Chitauri army that he had. But if that didn't happen in this version, then I'm guessing since the Collector can pretty much do whatever he wants, he went to Earth and he probably found ways either to kidnap them or kill them and collect their...
oh, wait. No, I got one.
Yeah?
He collected Odin.
He did?
I didn't see it, but I can take a wild guess, given that we see Hela's helmet there. That implies that Odin was still taken out, and probably earlier on, too.
True. So would that mean Ragnarok had happened or not happened?
Could have happened.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
this has even more connotations than the last episode.
It's like, obviously everything is very open to interpretation because all we see are weapons and Hela's helmet and the shield, but it's like there are implications to that.
I mean, I don't think the world suffered too bad, considering Wakanda was still standing.
There,
I mean, I know we don't see the rest of the world, but...
Then again, Wakanda was notorious for being able to hide away from the rest of the world, so it could have been probably the only thing unaffected. We don't know how the rest of Earth was.
Well, I mean, we saw Peter Quill still working in Dairy Queen, so obviously that survived. That's so weird to me, though, because he realized he got the wrong kid. And it's like, okay, he takes a liking to this kid. He's going to keep him on. He's like his little apprentice or whatever. But you would think that they would still do the job that Ego sent them to do, unless T'Challa immediately changed their mind before they did that. But even then, you'd think they'd still try to hide him, considering, he's, part God or something?
Maybe they were afraid of what he'd do to them, so they kind of ran away from Ego.
I guess. Yeah. But it's still weird to me that Ego, even though he sent people to look for Peter to fetch him or whatever, that he still shows up on Earth, years later. Wasn't the lie that Yondu told him initially was that either, the kid was dead or he couldn't find him or something like that? Because once he found out what he was doing to his other children, that's why he decided to hide him and not tell him the truth. It just seems weird that suddenly he'd be like, oh yeah, I had a kid out there, right? Let me go fetch him. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, that's the only thing that's weird to me. That and the fact that they still call him Star-Lord. Because if memory serves me right, the only reason Peter Quill went by that name because that's what his mother used to call him. It was such a stupid name, too, because, everyone else is like, who? Huh? That's a stupid name, which it is.
I mean, I'm going to guess that was just specifically for the movie, and there might have been a different in the comics that might have made more sense.
They refer to him as, a Star-Lord, like it's a title or something. And I'm like, okay, so is that actually a title? Because it just seems weird that he suddenly has that name, unless somebody else, bestowed it upon him by coincidence. I just love the reputation he has in this world, being this legendary Robin Hood type. The fact that that one guard was gushing over him. I don't know his name. I'm just going to call him Shazam because that's what I know him as. The fact that Shazam was just gushing over him, begging him to shoot him and beat him up. I'm like, wow. That's the power of T'Challa, I guess.
This is the complete opposite of Peter Quill's.
I know. It's like they took all of my complaints I had about Peter Quill from the movie and totally undid them. Because when you think about it, Peter Quill is the ultimate asshole in this universe. And I know people say Tony Stark is, but at least Tony has some...
At least Tony has charisma.
Tony has charisma. Yeah. He has some endearing qualities. Yeah. He can be a good guy. Peter Quill is just a straight up asshole. And even the times where he is trying to be righteous and self-sacrificing, there's usually an underlying motive with it. But with this, you can tell T'Challa is just wholly pure. He genuinely wants to explore and to help help people and to do all he can to make things right. And for the most part, he does. He is super friggin' effective, and I love it.
And also oozes charisma.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, does he ooze the charisma?
I know, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
You can be my star. Oh, man, what if? Like I said, the only downside is that, that means Ego probably would have taken over the universe that much sooner. Because he did, from what I remember, plant like those things on each of the planets he visits. That way when he came to power, he'd envelop all of them. So I guess that's the only thing that couldn't be prevented that ultimately is the bad fallout from this. But everything else, man, like I said, this was so good. I wish we could have seen this on the big screen.
And what a note to go out on for Chadwick Boseman. It's like,
Yeah.
it sucks that things had to end the way they did.
Yeah.
But at least we got this one last recording of him, and it was a good one.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good one.
Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. You truly were
Rest
the
in
king.
power.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chadwick Boseman forever. In our next episode, I kind of looked ahead at the next episodes. I believe the next one is the one I talked about before. It focuses on Loki. I'm not sure which part of his timeline they're going to change. If I had to guess, it's probably one of those variants we saw in the Loki show. Maybe his giant version, or his frost giant version, or whatever other version of himself. Maybe Alligator Loki.
Alligator Loki.
And until next time, when we see what other trickery Loki can get up to, I'm Kat MacBerrie.
I'm Doug MacBerrie.
And remember, everyone, he's Mary Poppins, y'all.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!